Hello, Namaskar. I'm sharing again with you a little knowledge that might be helpful. This was given by a Swamiji from South India. And though many South Indians here are converting to Christianity and they're obsessed with the lower pleasure centers and so on, sex and so on, this great Swamiji, he went beyond the physical, He said when you're young and your body is strong, you have good mental powers and fortitude of spirit. He said what you can do is work hard during your early life for spirituality. In the physical plane, do some good. Whatever is available to your hands, to your eyes, to the senses, let the senses be absorbed in some good purpose. And then when you become old, later like 60, 50, you'll be able to retract from the world and focus more in the mental and the spirit, because they would have become very developed and powerful instruments for you to use in a more advanced and internal way, So this is what happened in Vishesh Yoga in the Ananda Mark system. That's why you should be kind to sadhus, kind to sannyasis, because in the early years they're trying to transmute the physical and intellectual powers they have for some great cause. And when they work very hard in the physical way, they retire. Most yogis go in the Himalayas or cave, but this is a new tradition. They retire to Ananda Marg or some tantric pita that the Guru identified, and they stay around that area where they can spend the remainder of their life in meditation and so on, and even helping younger ones who are coming up. They may have the same problems that they face and the difficulties, but the thing is, work hard in the physical world in the beginning, and in the later years you can then retire and be able to be by yourself and live with yourself. So that is a system. Don't waste the energy through unpleasant business like catching the mind, the ears, the nose, the tongue in unfamiliar and unknown territories that might pull you down and destroy your faculties and so on. So what you should do is get teachers, bring them here to teach people, whether they're from Africa or China or India, to train the Amerindians, to train the Negroes, the Indians, and whichever teacher appeal to them. He can remain due to his large congregation and following and continue, but what we need is validity. If we don't have the validity, teachers cannot help. The Chinese or the African teachers cannot come and help. We don't want too much fake people like Jim Jones and so on, So another Mark system was tested in universities, and there are many yogas that have been tested. But this particular teacher is a very good man. He wrote some very good books, over 300 books. He's an old teacher from the old school, traditional Orthodox Hinduism, and he said those methodology work. He had a vision of Krishna. He was a medical doctor, physician, and he started to practice yoga. He said he just got mantra from a teacher, but afterwards all the memories start opening and coming to him from past lives that he was practicing, and he know all these things already. So he just start practicing. And he left a very great deal of knowledge for humanity, So you can take from his school. It's very good for those who are drawn to that path, Orthodox Hinduism. But there are many New Age teachers coming and teaching different methods. We don't know which is true, which is false. But Ananda Mark was tested in many universities in the United States, in Germany, in Japan, India also. And the result was fantastic. The mind was in 95 or 98% active state, which corresponds to the struggle of Tantra. Only 5% in sleep or somnambulism, while in other meditation schools that were so famous and big, there was just about 60 or 70% state of alertness, and the rest was in the drugs of the mortal plane, the mortal physical rut and physical crevices and so on. It's running along the usual way, So the Ananda Guru was able to create a system that changed your entire circuitry, your neuronal pathways, your process of thinking, knowing and becoming, So this is one way I think can lead to fulfillment and expansion. But like the Tibetan Lama say, Tantra is a very testing part. You may go mad, and when you go for initiate in Tibet, they start to beat the drums telling you go back home. Tantra is not for the weak, is not for the feeble-minded, and so on, So though some people might be ready for Tantra, some are still in the preparatory stage to become adhikaris and so on. So this adhikari process to becoming a spiritual aspirant might be the beginner stage for some. For some people, they are already ready for real Tantra, and they might need the guidance how to go along that path, while we are now preparing to become recipients of ideal Tantra. That's why they said Baba planted a seed in the West, in the certain parts of Asia also and Africa, so that in future they will be able or receptive to this sort of knowledge, Not everybody can follow Orthodox Hinduism, so this is why Tantra came out for this new age, where you can transmute the physical into intellectual and into spiritual. If you read the Gospel of Ramakrishna, the Guru of Swami Vivekananda, he said in this Kal Yuga age, in this modern era, Tantra is the necessity. You read that, I read it many times. I think if you go in the index and search for Tantra Yoga in Gospel of Ramakrishna, written by M and translated by Swami Nikhilananda, you will find that. I found it, that's why I realized that Tantra is good. And one teacher from Anandamark tell me that's why the best came to you, because maybe you were a good student. Somewhere in your life you were a best, you were born for the best, so the best came to you. I don't know, I'm yet to see if that is true, One Swamiji from India told me that. He said that is why the best came to you. That's why you got the best. You were the best, so you got the best. So let's see, I'm waiting to see if that is true. Namaskar, all the best. Keep working hard for a good cause and using your energy for always for positive purpose, Namaskar, salam, shalom, hari om, namaskar.